Hello, so I broke my Gotek because I think I broke it by having it connected to the Amiga, or disconnecting and connecting it while the Amiga was turned on. So it gets super hot. So I'm pretty sure it's dead. So I bought a new one. I bought the cheapest one, and it's not flashed with the firmware for the Amiga. So I'm going to flash it myself. And I'm also going to talk about sun brightening, because I sun brightened my Amiga keyboard, and they said that after 1 month the yellowing might come back. And I'm going to compare the result to see if the yellowing has come back. And if it hasn't, I might even brighten it even further. But first, let's start flashing the firmware of this Gotek and installing it in the Amiga. But I forgot to tell you, I'm also going to install this boot selector, so that I can flick this switch, and the Gotek that is on the external drive is going to be set as DF0, so that all games will work fine. Yeah, here you can see me disassembling the Amiga. And now I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to place the switch. And I'm going to remove this thing here. I can just place it to the right, and then I will have a room for the switch on the left hand side of it. Yep, that should work. And removing these chips can be a bit difficult sometimes. And this one was very difficult. So I'm using a screwdriver on each side to loosen it a bit first. And then it's a lot easier to take it off. And first you install this boot selector thing on top there. You can see it's even CIA B, it says there. And then you put the chip on top of that again. And here you can see I'm trying to center the switch. It's a bit difficult, but that makes it easier to make a mark where I want to make this hole. So I'm making a little hole that goes almost to the other side, so you can see the mark there. Then I continue to make the hole. And yeah, perfect. And here I am sun brightening my keyboard. And before you do anything like this, you need to check out Perfractic's video about this, and then Miss Lemon or Miss Mad Lemon's video about this topic, because it can perhaps have some negative consequences. But you can see that after, I don't know, a week, I don't know, after a few days or so, it has become a bit brighter than the keyboard at the bottom. And the keyboard on top there, that was a lot more yellow than the keyboard in the bottom there. So it has worked. And this is after about 1 month, and I don't have the same light settings and so on, but you can see that the keyboard on the right hand side there, and now the top there, that is more yellow than the keyboard at the bottom there. So I think that the yellowing hasn't come back. Yeah, now I'm just trying to flash the firmware, and I was supposed to show all of the details, but I made some mistakes and whatever. It's easier to just follow a guide that I found on YouTube that is lot better. And it was, yeah, I will leave a link in the video description to that guide. Here you can see that I'm installing the pin in the RST place there, because from this picture, from the guide, you can see it looks like RX is supposed to be connected to RST that you can see on the PCB there. But that was not working, because it was the wrong pin. So I followed a different guide instead, and then I was able to make it work. And I will leave a link in the description to these guides. And here I'm installing this Gotek in the external drive, and I'm struggling a bit. But I get it done. And let's see if it works. Of course. Had to be some problems, but I installed some new software just on the memory card and got it working again. So I made a little table for the biggest disk drive there, so that I could elevate the disk drive and placing it under the shelf so that I can have access to the disk in that way, because there is no room on the right side there between the 486 and the side of the table. So now I'm ready to play with my Amiga again and play any game I want. And you can see the 486 there is kind of left out. I need to include that so in this desk thing. So I'm going to make a new desk that extends all the way to the right hand side of the table, and I'm going to try to make it a bit nicer also. So I'm going to try to integrate this thing in my new shelf desk thing here. I think it looks very nice. But it's going to take a little while before I'm going to make a new shelf. I also got this thing here. I don't know what is written on it, but I don't want to know. It's not related to computers, at least. But it will add some details. I think it's going to look nice if I can do a good job. So now I can enjoy experimenting, and finally I found one program that would work, Octamed. I tried ProTracker and such, but I couldn't get any version of it to work. So now I can make music, and you can listen that I have some great skills. Or perhaps not. Well, I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, see you next time.